all know we have a product called ECP, right? And we have been making a push to do a substantially better job informing our customers about what ECP is, what it does, and how it can help protect their investment, their resale value, and really just the look of their car. So what we brought for you today is the Executive Vice President of ECP. He's literally the head guy. How long have you been with him now, Mike?
January will be 35 years.
Mike So 35 years, and the cool part, I just want him to tell you a little bit about the company, and Kyle's going to do a demonstration for us. But what I will say is, this is Mike's baby. He's built it from the ground up, from helping manufacture the chemicals, being able to take from what they originally had to what they have now, which is unbelievably better. Not only that, the actual physical coverage itself, all the way up to the claims adjudication, right down to some really cutting edge stuff like the app that you and your customers can put on the phone in order to file a claim. All really good stuff. So with that being said, Mike, you want to tell us a little bit about ECP, the company?
Next year will be our 50th anniversary. Our sister company's been founded in 1935. For them, they were a supplier to all the car manufacturers, the U.S. military. We, as you guys get awards for the factories, we get awards for the factories also. Look at the Toyota Pinnacle Award, Honda Master Supplier Award, Ford Q1 of Excellence, et cetera, et cetera. Some of the things we supply the car manufacturers are just the epoxy that goes on the windshield that holds that windshield in place. In a unitized body car, that windshield is a major structural component. So it's got to last decades in all kinds of temperature extremes. It could be, somebody might be smart enough in Alaska, in the middle of December to buy a car, and it could be 40 below zero. Or it could be down in Nevada and Las Vegas at 125 degrees. And everywhere in between, you get snowbirds go up north and vice versa. So it's huge temperature extremes. The key ingredient that handles that temperature extreme we use in our paint protection, because it can also handle those temperature extremes. We also use, it's also so safe, you've actually eaten it, because it's actually in cooking oils. If you've ever, made a turkey, or you've, made something, at home in a fry pan, if the oil gets too hot, it starts to smoke and then it burns, and then you're going to fire. So what they'll do is, in a lot of those French fries and stuff, they'll use a stabilizer in it, and that's what this product, one of the key ingredients in this product is to keep that from going bad and to handle those temperatures. And then ceramics the buzzwood. And we're like, Procter & Gamble, except a lot smaller, obviously. There's a million different, there's Tide, there's Cheer and all that, but Procter & Gamble makes it. We're ECP, so we make a lot of the products you make in detail, your floor cleaners and stuff like that, odds are it could be our products. We have the automation contract for all the Recon products, Penske for all their protective coatings. A lot of their stores, exclusively use our Recon products. So now we make a product that works, so we can prove that we can protect the paint and the finish for literally for 10 years. We warranty for 7, but chemists they're a strange bird. They want to see when something will fail, when it'll wreck. So they did it all the way for 10 years. And in 10 years, it'll still improve about 30% more of the gloss and the protection over 10 years. Now, an unprotected panel in 7 years will have about 26 to 48% of the gloss left. A protected panel with our product, 90 to 97%. There's a huge difference. And customers, they don't care about all these fancy formulas we put in a lot of times. They want to say, will my car look bright and shiny 5-7 years from now? Yes, it will. And then our interior protection products, we added additional products. So we were the first company approved by Ally, because they thought rips, tears, punctures, and burns were just a fortuitous risk, just insurance. And we were able to prove in outside lab tests as well as our own lab tests, it takes up to 40% more pressure or force to rip or tear or puncture a piece of this interior here with our product than without. So that's a huge, significant difference. And where you see the rips are, of course, the proverbial screwdriver tool in the back pocket. But the most common are pets, the dogs. Mom and dad, they go to the store, the gas station, they run in to get milk or cigarettes or diapers or formula or something like that. They run right out, and Fifi goes nuts, and then they'll attack the door panel. Well, sometimes Fifi is Bruto, and he's 150 pounds, and he's, an Irish wolfhound or something like that. Or my favorite movie was with Jim Belushi, K9, where he has his classic Mustang convertible, and this big, beast eats it, literally, in the interior, and pulls out the windshield. We've had those before. No matter what, they happen. We replace door panels. He's been in our training center. We've had over 100 million customers over the decade use our product. So we're going to get some claims. Some people are nuts. Some people are pigs. So we cover against all that stuff. We literally replace We had the training center 40 different door panels. They made me throw them out. I had so many, usually from dogs going nuts. So we can help prevent that in a lot of cases. Usually we can fix it, but some are just the dog's so nuts. And you guys have all seen this. You've had customers won't buy the car unless Fifi likes the car, right? You've all seen that. If you're new, you will, trust me. It's a strange event. So what we did is we came out with, in making it's taken us 8 years, is ceramic coating. Now ceramic coatings have been around for a long time. There's a traditional solvent-based ceramic coating that's very, very difficult to use, and if you screw up, and I mean screw up is you get it all put on a car and water drips down the mirror. You don't catch it real quick, you're wet sanding and buffing that area. And if this is like down in Florida or the season where you have rainy season, you pull that car out too soon, it gets out of, you're painting the whole car. So our chemists came up with a water-based formula, diamond. They started with a diamond formula to give it a little bit more gloss and shine. What it is diamond duction and nano things. But then they added ceramic coatings to it in a water-based. We make the solvent-based. You know, we'll send it to high-end detail shops, stuff like that. But we made a water-based that provides superior protection and it prevents any type of damage. So Kyle has now protected the cars with the water-based formula. He's given a few minutes for it to cure. And so he's going to go ahead and do some demos for you and explain why. I think. Oh, okay. I'll do that.
You're the expert.
Okay. What you know, when your customers leave here, they're going to go down the road and a 540 or 140, and they just striped it. Spray paint's going to get on the side of the car. We would cover that. So we're going to use spray paint. You know, they may get road tire in the car. We don't cover that, but we give a nice product, and the kid will take that off. And so that kind of looks like a demon skull. I don't want to tell you, so now I'm getting nervous. You know, blow it out before the fire alarm goes off. Okay, good. This is his first demo in 2 years, so he's a little nervous. So at this point, I'm leaving, scared as hell. But what happens? This is regular universal black spray paint. You can get it. You know, may not say technician's choice, but you can get this at Walmart. You can get it at AutoZone. Your parts department or your detail shop has it. And the way it works is if you ever refinish your lawn chairs, metal lawn chairs at home, or your kid's red wagon or a bicycle, you clean it up real good. You spray paint it. The chemicals in this spray paint would chemically bond to the old spray paint. If that did happen, you did the kid's red wagon, it rained, 2 nights later, you'd have a big puddle of red paint on your deck. So it adheres, it works. And so that's what we're doing. And so what he's done is, we pay him the finger paint. Now, obviously, Rusty Wallace is a very large dealer group, as you guys know. Got a number of stores, so your detail department is constantly getting products that some guy at the truck says, hey, try this really works. Do this, do this. Well, the first thing your detail guys are going to do is they're going to actually put it on their fingers. And the reason for that is clear coat is about the thickness of a garbage bag. It's about 1 mil to 1.5 mil thick. I mean, next time you take the garbage out, look at the box, it'll say this size by 0.9, 1.1 mil thick. And they break. Your factory technical service bulletin says the damage gets past 1/3 the thickness, you got to repaint the car. You're working too hard on that, Kyle. And so your detail guys will actually rub it on their fingernails or rub it in the fingers if they feel any grit on it. They don't want to use it. They'll definitely not want a high-speed buff because it'll screw up the clear coat real bad. So what we do is we gave a product that has no grit in it. It's actually a cleaner, 80% a cleaner, 20% protection. So if something breaks down, it'll actually restore the coat. And if we did have our original diamond ceramic formula on it, that spray paint would chemically bond to the paint. I made a mistake a number of years ago. I've learned things only the hard way and made a fool of myself very often. I'm great at that. Where I had someone at the dealership spray paint the hood, and she did a really nice smiley face. It was kind of cool. I lit it and the flame went around. It was kind of like, some of those crime scenes where they're going to throw gasoline in and you see the flame. It was really neat, except for one minor technicality. She sprayed it on the top of the fenders and I didn't protect that area. Oops. So it was a great demo. All the paint came off except the top of the fender. I told them how it can't come off, and it was really great. Fortunately, this was Puerto Rico, so they didn't make me drive the car back. We brought it to detail, and since I learned many, many decades ago how to high-speed buff, we had to buff it out because it can compound. So the goal is to keep it from bonding the paint. Now, the worst thing, we cover acid rain, tree sap, bird droppings, all that, but the worst thing that happens to a car is a car wash. That's the hardest. Anybody here go to McDonald's ever?
Never.
Of course, everyone does. So you go to McDonald's and all of a sudden the line is 10 cars deep. You say, forget it, I'm not going, I'll go someplace else. You want coffee, you go to Dunkin' Donuts, Starbucks, something, but I'm not gonna wait that long. Same thing happens at a car wash. You know, if you see it's 10 cars deep and you know, it's just 4 minutes a car, that's 40 minutes, you're not gonna wait. So what happens is the car wash has to speed it up. And so and you still want your car clean, and they don't know if it's 2018 Honda Accord or a 1996, Ford Escape or anything in between. So they use very caustic detergents. You first see it on the wheels, and you see right here there's a little brake dust. And what's happened on the brake dust, it might be a little more obvious here. Yeah, you can see it more obvious there. Brake dust. On a brand new car, you can just wipe it off. But what happens on wheels very quickly is the disc brakes, you can see, work by dissipating the heat. So the wheels get hot very quick, easy, because of disc brakes. They get very hot, they run it through the car wash, the caustic detergents hit it, begin to break down the clear coat. That's why right now, today, I can wipe it off real easy, and a year or two from now, your detail department's using a caustic chemical to take it off. And when you're around them, if you smell it when they spray it, you're gonna start coughing if you're not used to it. It's really harsh. After another couple of years, if they run it through a few continue to run it through car washes, it'll get so bad that they'll actually have to use acid to clean it. And the wheels will never look the same. When you see some of those alloy wheels, they kind of start looking old and kind of cloudy. And when you sell a car like this black car, and right now it's pretty, it looks hot, it looks sexy, it looks gorgeous. So does this red car. But you see it comes in like 3 years later off lease, and now it looks hazy, and it looks cloudy, and it looks like, what happened? The paint died. Well, the caustic chemicals in the car wash started breaking, as it broke down the clear coat on the wheels, started breaking down the clear coat on the paint. Now you add all the other environmental damage like acid rain, tree sap, bird droppings, it begins to destroy the clear coat. So what the diamond ceramic does is not only protect things from bonding like you saw there in the spray paint, it keeps the harsh chemicals from car washes and fallout from damaging the paint. So we guarantee the paint for 7 years, full repair against environmental damage like acid rain, tree sap, bird droppings, paint overspray from like the most simplest is road paint like on 140 or I-40. We'll cover that. Then we add additional products to protect the interior. I like to say, because I have 3 kids, my 2 oldest are 13 months apart, we McDonald's with the interior. And we add additional beefing in the formula so that we can protect against rips, tears, punctures, and burns. And one of the biggest claims that we can help protect against, one of the biggest hassles, light interiors, dye transfers. And I swear, the more expensive the blue jeans, correct me if I'm wrong, the easier the dye transfers. You get a hot, sweaty day, you get sweaty, it rains, you get wet, you jump in the car, you get the dye transfer. In most cases, that won't even happen with our coating. If not, we can usually clean it, wipe it off, or we'll send someone out to their home and place of business and correct it, and we dye it. That's a real common stain that we can prevent from happening. Whereas if they don't get that, you see cars coming in trade. Their interiors are ruined because of that. We also will cover, of course, the fast food stains. We have the fraternity package we include, which is blood, urine, and vomit. We have the you might need to tell you this.
I'm gonna need a beer.
Worse than that. Let me just say it was suicide. So we will cover against, the blood, the urine, the vomit, rips, tears, punctures, and burns, including the headliner, because the biggest claim we have there is someone's smoking. They like this, they got the window open, they forget, they hit it. In most cases, we can, if they just touch it or they drop the cigarette real quickly, they can pick it up and won't damage it. So we put a very safe fire retardant in there. Obviously, if they leave a cigar in there or something like that for a minute, it's going to burn a big hole. But in most cases, it'll actually keep it from damaging or just discover it. That's the nice thing about it. And what for you guys are really doing is you're helping your customers find hidden cash. One of the things you have to share with your customers is you never value their used car. You don't come up with the price. The market comes up with the price. And it's based on things like mileage. It's based on things like condition of the vehicle. It's based on things like accessories. And obviously, a clean car and protected, if it's got a transferable warranty on it, it's worth a lot more. I mean, if you're going to buy a used car, you got one that looks the paint looks really great, the interior looks hot, and it's got a transferable warranty, isn't that worth more to you? Of course it is. You don't want to buy an old piece of junk that's got, you know, got rust on it and the stains look like, you know, they had a wild party in it. Of course not. Your dealer spends a fortune reconning and cleaning up used cars because they want to make them look nice so people will buy them. Same thing happens. When you're helping your customer with that trade, they're starting to talk about, well, you know, I got tires on it a couple years ago, and I got a brand new battery. They're trying to sell you one. And what your job is just say, Mr. Customer, my goal is to help you find hidden funds and hidden cash, you know, on your trade. So some of the things, you know, let's take a look at your car, and some of the things, and this is all part of the trade conversation as you're selling the customer. It starts at the very beginning, and some of the things you can share with them, things like the fact that we don't value your thing the market does. The market values what your car is worth. And they all know. They've all gone online. I guarantee they use their little phones, they use their iPad, and they went on Kelley Blue Book and NADA, and they've all seen, they want the zip code in, they know that. They may not understand why, but the zip code in this might be because in this market where we're at tells you what your car is worth. It might be different than California. It might show different in California, it might show different in Detroit, Michigan. But right here, this helps us. And it asks you, they know that, they ask you what the condition is. Is it clean? Does it have any damage on it? Does it this? And they go, they see it, they print it out for themselves. They know before they come in. You all see that, so you're helping them understand that. And that's part of the thing we call, just a trade conversation.
And that's right. I know we got to get back to work, guys, but one thing I will tell you is, as a company, IPS agency, we do thousands upon thousands of contracts a month. And a whole lot with these guys. And some of that's because of y'all, not as a store, but as an auto group. We do business with some of the largest auto groups in the country. And we choose to do business with ECP. There's a whole lot of them out there that we could sell. 3 reasons. Number one, they are the manufacturer of the baddest chemical that exists in the entire market. When you talk about diamond, nano, ceramic technology, what the car physically looks like when it comes out of detail, when they put it on, it's the best of the best. And it protects it the best of the best. I know because I would never have a car without it personally. Number 2, the warranty is the best of the best. They cover up to 6 inches, rips, tears, and burns. You talk about the other things they cover, like dye transfer. We talk about a whole lot of different things that they physically cover. The warranty is amazing. And number 3, the claims process. Because the last thing in the world you want to do, Paige, is you sat out there and endorsed the ECP, and the customer comes in because they got a cigarette burning their car now, and have to rack your head over, how do I get this fixed now? Because you already know, pull up the claims app. I guarantee these guys, when they go back in finance, they're having them download the claims app anyway. Put it in, you wipe your hands clean of it. In fact, in the majority of cases, unless it's something good for the dealership to bring them back in, they're going to send Stanley Steam or someone like that out to their house to fix it. So those are the 3 reasons. It is an awesome product. I've seen it work time and time again, and I would never personally own a car without it, and that's a fact. So y'all have any questions? We've lost about everybody now. So
Right, the glove was the thing why they had on the glove. If you feel the hood here, and then let's go feel the other side of the roof. You know, paints all have peaks and valleys on it. Just imagine, when you paint a wall, you'll feel some.
There's a tremendous difference between the treated side and the untreated side.
So the glove is just enhance your touch. Go ahead and feel the difference, and you'll see.
Tony, touch the car.
Touch the car, Tony.
Touch the car, Tony.
It is an enormous difference.
We have to have a glove on.
Yeah, it's the only way you're going to tell. You don't have to wear it, just hold it.
You can only tell with holding the glove?
Okay, you can feel it anyway. If you use the back of your hand, you
Yeah,
can
just
feel
for
it.
weekend.
You can feel it 10 times better if you have
The
it.
glove just, years ago we used to
Because it's
use
a
cellophane
smoother
wrappers of cigarettes, and people don't smoke as much.
Oh, you can.
I'll be.
And a skeptic has been born and converted.
Probably as much about the application, right, as it is the product.
Correct.